Venezuela's contested new assembly fired the country's dissident Attorney General, Luisa Ortega, on Saturday, in a move certain to provoke greater international criticism. The body, which made the sacking its first order of business, also said it planned to operate as Venezuela's supreme power for up to 2 years. Troops surrounded the office of Ms. Ortega on Saturday ahead of the move, as the newly installed Constituent Assembly began the session aimed at removing her from power. Ms. Ortega was suspended by the Supreme Court on Friday evening, hours after the Assembly, derided by government critics as an illegitimate power grab, convened for the first time. On Saturday morning she tweeted a photo of the soldiers outside her office, saying, "I reject the siege by the public ministry. I denounce before the national and international community this arbitrariness." Ms. Ortega, 59, has become a lightning rod for government fury after she turned against President Nicolas Maduro, speaking out against what she saw as an erosion of democracy. On Thursday she filed legal proceedings to attempt to block the Constituent Assembly from convening. On Friday, when her attempt failed, Delcy Rodriguez, the former foreign minister and Maduro confidant who heads the assembly, said they would prioritize punishing opponents. "Don't think we're going to wait weeks, months or years," she said, after she was voted unanimously by all the pro-government delegates who make up the assembly to lead. "Tomorrow we start to act. The violent fascists, those who wage economic war on the people, those who wage psychological war, justice is coming for you." Before the assembly convened, Mr. Maduro said it would be used to strip opposition politicians of their immunity, and described the body as a superpower. "It will have sweeping powers to upend institutions, rewrite the constitution, and in theory could even remove Mr. Maduro. One of its first tasks could be the closure of the opposition-controlled Congress and the removal of Ms. Ortega, a longtime supporter of late President Hugo Chavez." The Constitutional Assembly was seated despite strong criticism from the United States, other countries and the Venezuelan opposition, which fear the Assembly will be a tool for imposing dictatorship. Supporters say it will pacify a country rocked by violent protests, but the opposition is struggling to regain its footing in the face of the government's strong-arm tactics and the re-emergence of old, internal divisions. Several opposition activists have been jailed in recent days. Others are rumored to be seeking exile, and one leader has broken ranks with the opposition alliance to say his party will field candidates in regional elections in December, despite widespread mistrust of Venezuela's electoral system. In a sign of its apparent demoralized state, only a few hundred demonstrators showed up for a Friday protest against the Constitutional Assembly, one of the smallest turnouts in months. But an increasing number of foreign governments have sided with the opposition, refusing to recognize the Constitutional Assembly and further isolating Mr. Maduro's government. On Friday, the Vatican urged Mr. Maduro to suspend the new body, expressing deep worry for the radicalization and worsening of the turmoil in Venezuela. Foreign ministers from several South American nations said they would gather on Saturday in Brazil for an emergency meeting to decide whether to expel Venezuela from the Mercosur trade bloc for violating its democratic norms. Venezuela was suspended from the group in December,